40% of the young people in Feltham Prison at a given moment are already fathers, and they're under 21.
People, the time has come.
When I first had this idea, it was basically because I wanted to do a speech on this subject.
Yeah, I've known my dad since I was born, really. He's always been around.
Not everybody listens to politics.
I didn't have my dad around from I was 4.
Not everyone reads the kind of newspapers that would report this.
When I was 1, he kind of left them. My dad's been around, like, as in he lives like on the big blue line, 4 stops away.
So what was fantastic about this project was actually you cut through all the rubbish and just reach the people that really know what they're talking about.
Fatherhood is nothing like the movies. I am not Bill Cosby. And I desperately wanted to be a Bill Cosby because he was the kind of, you know, when you were a kid growing up, that was the only black father that you ever saw on TV, really.
When I had my little one, I thought, you know what, I want to be a better father than my father was to me, you know, because he left me at a young age. He would pick me up like once a week. That once a week meant a lot to me, you know, and I would be looking outside that window because he would just horn twice. My mum would come to me and say, oh, your dad's outside. I would just look outside that window waiting for him to come, and he didn't come on Sunday. So that stuck on me through all these years, you know what I mean?
Come up to the end of the month, the house has to get fed. I had a kid around 19, and at that point, I knew that he loved me more than anything. You don't understand the sacrifice till you have your own.
I haven't spoken to him since 1986.
You haven't spoken to him?
No. Every day, you know, it's kind of, you look at the telephone and you're hoping it's going to ring, or you look at the letterbox and you hope the flap's going to open and you're going to hear the sound and you're going to get the thing. And I think what happens after a while is it becomes really hard to kind of repair the rift in some ways, you know?
Speaking to a range of black men, older and younger, has confirmed that fatherhood is the critical issue. This conversation has got to be wider. Rather than simply talking about knife crime or underachievement in schools, we need to talk more about the role of fathers, the role of role models.
Your father gives you something which is the example sometimes. He was one of the bastions who kind of like really showed me there was a different way.
My son is 18 years old now. I see his behaviour and I have no doubt the way he comports himself is a direct result of him having a strong father in his life all his life.
My dad taught me a great lesson of compromise. I used to love, well, I still do love football, and I desperately wanted to watch midweek sports special every single Wednesday, but I was too young and I needed my sleep. So after persistent months of bugging him, what he did is he arranged a compromise. I'd go to bed at 6:30, he'd wake me up at 10 o'clock. So I've had my ex-man out, I'd be able to watch it and then go straight to bed after. That lesson of compromise and my dad showing about, you know, not giving in, and those lessons, that was something I was able to then take and use it in my own experience.
My father had more influence over me
Yes.
than I'm gonna ever have over my children, because I grew up in a 4-channel universe and my children are growing up in a 1,000-channel universe. That means they have 18 trillion more voices hitting them than I did. So of course there is going to be less control. It's in the absence of that fatherhood. All the inputs that will teach them how to be a man comes instead from Rome.
I mean, it's so obvious that people must in the end recognize it, that broken families do nothing to make young people more aware of what they need to do. Everything that the parents did in my age was geared to providing the kind of information which people needed if they were to make something of themselves. And I'm always terribly, terribly grateful, because I'm not sure that I had any great initiative myself to do well, but it was driven into me by everything that my father taught. about the importance of not letting yourself down by not doing as well as you could. I hope that I've been able to pass, you know, that on to my children.